Let's do something a little different this week. Here's something I bet you didn't know about me. For a little over a year now, I've been a complete bowling junkie. My son, too. It started last summer when my wife bought Vance and me summer passes to a bowling alley that's about a mile down the road from our house. With this pass, we could bowl 2 games for free every day. She thought it would be a good bonding opportunity for us, and even if we only used it 3 or 4 times, it would pay for itself. And as usual, boy was she right. And boy did we get our money's worth out of these passes. We went every day we could. This is a 4-inch sewer cap I got at the box store. It costs about $3.82. Some of you may remember my son, young Vance Maker, who frequently appeared in my videos in his preteen years. Back then he was really into hanging out in Dad's workshop and making things. But as all parents know, kids become their own people as they grow, developing their own lives and friendships and hobbies. It's the natural order of things, like that old Harry Chapin Cats in the Cradle song. I couldn't be more proud of the young man that my son has become. He's 16 now and he's the best. These days he passes on, hanging at the shop with Dad to go fishing, play hockey, or video games, of course. He also is only a few months away from having a driver's license. And so while bowling comes into a close second, I'd say fishing is his number one priority, as his interests still lie in nature. Right now he wants to be a conservation officer after high school. Like I said, I couldn't be more proud. But prior to bowling, we weren't really hanging out that much, which kind of sucked. The summer pass seemed like a great way to fix that. Last year, as we wore our rental shoes and threw the house balls poorly down the center of the lane, a couple young guys set up in the lane next to us and started throwing the ball with 2 hands in a big curve so it hit the pins at an angle, giving better results. They told us a little about the science and technique of what they were doing, and boy were we hooked. Our bonding sessions became bowling obsessions. Once the technical world was unlocked, we dove into studying the technology of bowling: oil patterns, rotational geometry, ball weights, materials and core, throwing techniques, drilling patterns, and more. Who knew, right? The way we wanted to bowl could no longer be done with the free balls and shoes at the bowling alley, so that means we had to get some gear. And like any new hobby, this can get expensive, fast. But longtime viewers of mine also know I rarely buy anything new. So Vance and I took to Facebook Marketplace, eBay, and shopgoodwill.com to find used versions of the expensive balls and gear we wanted to try. I've gotten okay at bowling. My average is about 170 in league, for those in the know. But Vance has become a really good bowler quickly, with an average of closer to 200. Vance bowls the modern 2-handed no-thumb style, and I bowl a sort of hybrid version with no thumb. It's like sort of the middle-aged man approach to something that's a little bit beyond my athleticism. Now that we both play in leagues, the rule is that if your ball has a hole in it, you have to use it for it to be legal, because guys used to drill holes in their balls for speed and weight things and stuff. But so that means that in order to be legal, we have to fill in the unused thumb holes on our used balls. By shopping used and doing the work ourselves, we can throw some different balls of different weights and designs without spending hundreds of dollars in each ball to, find our voice in bowling. Although we have each bought new balls now since then, and, we know a little bit more about our styles and needs. But I can fill and drill holes with my drill press, some basic tools, and total boat epoxy. I got pretty good at it, but it is a real hassle perfectly leveling out the filled epoxy holes by hand. If you mess it up, you can see and hear the ball clunk its way down the lane. The pro shops use special radius cutters that cost about $200 to remove the excess epoxy. I was looking into making one of these myself when the local pro shop owner told me about a $100 router jig that some DIY bowlers like myself use, and I thought that, that would be a lot easier to make. So with this $4 4-inch sewer cap, I did just that, and it took about 20 minutes. So this video may appear to be about bowling and making a jig, but it's really not. It's a parenting hack I stumbled upon, thanks to my wife, although she probably had all this figured out already. So much of a child's life is spent in the shadows of their parents and their rules and their idiosyncrasies, and so often their time together has a master-pupil structure, like, hey, let Dad show you how I do this or do that or whatever, There's nothing wrong with this, as long as you don't get toxic about it. Some sports parents are the worst at this, sideline coaching at every game. You've seen it. And I get it. As a former professional musician, I have to work so hard to keep my mouth shut as Vance goes in and out of discovering music. I have to offer supportive advice only when he wants it, and not when I feel like lecturing him or having unrealistic expectations. Right now I'm just breaking up some little pieces of some dried epoxy that I pulled out of my Keith Decent utility mat, just to fill the hole in a little bit before I pour in fresh epoxy. And this is just a hot glue dam to prevent overflow. And sometimes kids find activities that their parents just can't relate to, and so a distance grows. That's video gaming for me. So let's flip the script and find something that the parent and child can learn together. If you can find an activity you both enjoy, but both know nothing about, man, what an experience. Vance and I have been able to teach and learn from each other and grow together rather than apart or under, like, my shadow. In our past year of bowling, we've come a long way as bowlers, and I've come a long way as a parent. But most importantly, our bond has continued to grow in ways that I could never have imagined. I love the trash talk and the banter that we can throw at each other in between the knucks and support and the advice that we share. And I love the beaming pride that I feel as Vance puts together a great gamer series, finding his line and correcting it and coming back when he falters. And I also love turning around to see his respect knucks when I hit a flush strike or make a tricky spare, almost as much as I love hearing his snarky comments when I miss. Alright, we're finally ready to try the tool that I just built. And I love that in this time together, we can have serious, heartfelt discussions about this very crazy and confusing world that he's growing up in. I can offer some perspective and, quote, fatherly insight, while we're in a place that he feels more like an equal than an underling, where we're, having a conversation rather than a lecture. So, the moral of this video is, parents, find new stuff to do with your kids. Kids, find new stuff to try with your parents. And if that happens to be bowling, which I highly recommend, here's how you can make a bowling router jig. Unfortunately, I didn't put that red dye in quite deep enough, so when I routed off the excess, it disappeared and just became black, but it came out pretty good. Way less sanding than before. So that night, Vance and I went to the bowling alley, as usual, to try out this new ball. Watch to the very end to hear one of those snarky comments that I love so much.
Light mixer, I feel like Stone 10 or let's see the fist.